Can you step inside this doorway and tell me, love, how does the dreamer inside you show her face? They say my words are empty.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
But I know you
Morning.
know
Doing
the
great. How you doing? Wonderful to
Uh,
be a part of another great meeting with you, Liz.
Yeah, this is awesome. We've got people here from California, Texas, and Canada.
All
International,
over.
right? So
Mhm.
we are very excited today that Emily has joined us, and we're going to interview Emily, and she's going to share a little bit about her story with us. Just an amazing person. So we're super excited that she could join us today for this. So hi, Emily. Thank you.
Can you step inside this doorway and tell me, love, how does the dreamer inside you show her face? They say my words are empty and out of touch, but I know you know the language of this. 'Cause I remember you. Do you remember too? Your own self free. 'Cause I remember you. Do you remember too? Ooh, I remember you. Do you remember too? 'Cause I remember you. Do you remember too?
Okay, my name is Emily Pena, and I've been having epilepsy for 22 years already. It's been a rough for a couple years, but as I grew much more about it, as I grew on and grew on, it has helped me with some life effects that I've had, like with being bullied and um, a lot of things, like as in being bullied, being called names that I they thought I was a robot. They thought, and the reason why they called me robot is because I have a vagal nerve stimulator in me that is connected to wires that connect to my brain, and I also been having that for at least 12 months. But they had switched it to different locations of where I am, of where my body is. So it'll be here, or right now it's right here, but they moved it from my here, from my underarm, from this to my neck. All the wires are connected to my neck. I have also removed my corpus callosum from part of my brain because it really wasn't working out for me. They had also said that they wanted to go deeper inside my brain to see what else they could find or to help me with. And every single time I had these surgeries, I would get scared because I thought that that was the end of my life, that was the end of it. But every time I will have like a grand mal seizure, it will lead to where I have been injured very badly. Like on my hand, I'm injured very badly. On my knee, I have injured it very badly. My head has been so many concussions that I have lost track of how many concussions I have had. It will literally be on like tile floor, wood floor, cement. And the doctor said if she has one more concussion, that will be the end of it.
Oh.
Once when I was a little,
Sorry, what did he mean by the end of what? What do you mean?
by the end of it, like she's gone. She's had too many concussions from the back of her head.
Wow.
Oh.
So like when I was a little girl, living in Idaho, me and my mom and my little baby sister who was just born, who was 1 or 2 years old, I went to go get some food from Taco Cabana to go get it, and then it was around nighttime, and all of a sudden I had a grandma seizure right then and there, and I fell face forward, so I chipped my tooth very badly, and I had busted up my chin. Oh, but they opened it. The chin opened, and also I was scraped very badly from here and here, and people just started running towards me, and people from inside started running towards me, and my mom was running very towards me. My mom couldn't leave the car because my baby sister, she was crying at that time.
Yeah.
And nobody else was there. But one lady, she had came, and my mom started crying by saying, please help my little baby, please help my little baby. She's crying in the car, and nobody else was there with us. At that time, my mom came rushing towards me and sobbing her eyes out.
Oh.
But there is one time where there is also a time I was home alone here. I had a seizure in the restroom, and all of a sudden, I think I was on the phone. I was talking on the phone because I was about to go to bed. At that time, my boyfriend had knew my dad's number, so he called my dad immediately, and he called the paramedics, and he gave them the address to my house. My dad came rushing home, and he found me on the floor, and I was seizing very badly. The paramedics were asking my dad questions that he had told me after the seizure was done. But, not when I had arrived to the emergency room. The seizure was done. All I could know that what the paramedics told me once I arrived at the hospital, that when I went to my room, they said that you had a grand mal seizure and you were lying there seizing on the floor in the restroom. And I can just see my dad sitting in the chair in the room. He was crying and sobbing. He was like, "This cannot be my daughter. I don't want my daughter to be this way. I don't want you like this. I can't see you like this. This is so hard for me." I have also told my father that I don't want this anymore. I've been asking the Lord, please just take it away. I can't deal with it. It's too much. It's too hard. It's too, like, for years and years I've been asking them. I would never want to be born this way. And I never would like to be born this way. But they said it was a gift from God. But when I was in my mother's stomach, they had said that I came out very early, before my due date. So my birthday would literally be in June the 16th, but at that time, that was my due date. But no, I'm sorry. My due date was, they had said, in June, but on June the 16th, but I came out on September the 19th. And I was not fully developed at all permanently. So I really don't have pretty much like this part of my body right now, like this half. I don't have pretty much all my organs with me. Like pretty much like one, and that would be my gallbladder. That would be one of them that's removed because of it. But when I was a baby, they had said that she had passed away 2 times, and I did, because I literally saw what was in heaven, and it was beautiful. They lost my heartbeat 2 times, and they couldn't get it back. But the 3rd time I had survived. They finally found it. Since I was a preemie, they couldn't find my length at all. So they don't know my length. They didn't know the only thing that they knew was how much I weighed was 1 pound and 13 ounces. And I was tiny, like as one of yours is pinky, and you could literally hold me in the palm of your hand. That's how tiny I was.
Wow.
But at every time that I would have a seizure, I would know that I saw myself turning gray, blue, purple, white, and that my eyes would just start rolling backwards, and I would just collapse.
Wow.
And that was in Idaho. And when I was living in Idaho, I was on 3 different types of diets. It was the modified Atkins diet, ketogenic diet, and the I forgot the 3rd one, but it was I think it was a ketogenic diet. I don't think I've already said that. But all the diets I've been on that they wanted me to help with my seizures, they did not work at all.
Wow. Wow. And wow, that's just incredible. Like,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
has this been going on too since, has anything gotten better, I guess we'll ask, or has it just been a lifelong battle? Has anything changed in the past year or 2, or how have things been going?
I think it was last year, about for 3 months, I didn't have any seizures at all. But with the diets, it was a really hard battle because I couldn't eat at all. It was just skin and bones that you could see, because you could literally only have about 16 carbs a day on one of the diets, and it would only be meat, and I would hardly eat. So whenever I came here to visit my father, they saw me in skin and bones, and I was very, very sick. And for weather changes, it just got worse for me. in Utah, the snow, I couldn't handle it. So if it was hot or cold, seizures would be started coming around. And I was having those seizures every other day.
Wow.
And had three different types of oxygen, three oxygen tanks. And the hospital would provide them for me. And I had a magnet that was connected to the VNS. And you'll swipe it, and it'll give me kind of like an electric shock to get out of it. But that didn't work either. So they did multiple other surgeries on me. I had stayed in the NICU as a baby for 180 days, so about 6 to 8 months I was in the hospital. So every holiday, Santa Claus would come, or they would dress me up as little baby pumpkin. Like, no clothes, none of my baby clothes ever fit me. It was very hard for them to find some type of clothing for me, but the only way I was able to eat was through a tube.
Wow.
So once they got the tube out, they gave me a bottle, but the bottle was like a bottle that was the size where when you get like those little, it's like those little toy bottles. That's the only thing I can drink out of, but it wasn't that type of bottle. It was a normal bottle for a baby. But it was hard, and I was connected to so many wires all over my body. And one thing, since I didn't have everything fully developed on me, I only had one layer of skin. And what else? One layer of skin. So literally, if I scraped myself right now, you will literally see it would just start bleeding.
Wow.
I would start bleeding out. So as opposed to you have 3 layers of skin, I didn't have that as well. My mom said to the doctor when she was giving birth that no, you can't. You have to put her back in. She's not fully ready. She's not ready yet. My mom also said that she's too small. This is not right. This is not my this is not how I wanted it to go. But the doctor said, "We are so sorry, ma'am. I can't do anything else." So at that time, my mom was 19 and my dad was, they were teen parents. So my mom they're adults. So my mom was 19 and my dad was 18 when they had me. So I have literally, they're shocked at first, but at that time they're still working and going to school. So my mom was going to college and working as a teacher. My dad was going to work full time to get me out of there, but they said no, she can't go home yet. And once I finally went home, they said, we have to give you this monitor for her. So my parents did not get any sleep at all because that machine would go off every single minute of every single day.
Wow.
And did not get any sleep, nothing. So my aunt, she volunteered to help my parents. She, every single day after school, she would come and help out my parents. Then at that time, I was starting to get better. No, not better really, but I would have like tiny little seizures, and they couldn't handle it because my aunt, she was only about 18 when she was taking care of me every single day. And at that moment, they still say right now you're still not skin and bone, but since all of my medications are controlled substances, I don't gain any weight. I just lose weight.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it's mainly the clonazepam that's making me lose weight. So every medicine that I've taken, they'll work here and there sometimes, but then everybody started to volunteer. All the family started to volunteer. Even they're working or going to school, they will help my parents out because we were just living in an apartment, and they wanted me to be in a health safety environment, but every 5 minutes that machine will go off. They will take turns. Okay, Lori, which is my mom's name, can you do this? I did mine just an hour ago. Ricardo, that is my father's name. He said my mom would tell him, Ricardo, can you help Emily and try to connect the wires again? Because I will literally sleep in the middle of them.
Oh, wow.
They did not feel safe. And while I was with that, I was also there's monitors on me as well. And I also have asthma as well, so that's really not helping my seizures because you're hyperventilating, you're seizing at the same time. Sometimes it's kind of amazing that I know that I can actually feel the tension in my body whenever I'm having a seizure.
Oh, wow.
But when I went and got my last surgery, which was I think it was a corpus callosum one. They provided me with nasal Versed, and that is a thing. I think. Do you know what nasal Versed is?
No.
Oh, it's kind of like little syringes that go up my noses to try and stop it.
Oh, okay.
If they said if the seizure lasts over 5 minutes, you have to take it to the emergency room. One lasted about 8 minutes, and they took it to the emergency room right then and there.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
One surgery, one thing that they also found out is that a blood cell of mine had ruptured, and that's internal bleeding. So I was really scared because they say you can also die from that as well. So
oh my gosh, Emily.
every single time, I've had multiple EEGs, I had multiple CAT scans because of something was wrong with my chest, and it was because of the battery. It had moved to a different location.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been multiple EEGs, a lot of PET scans and CAT scans, and they say that it's getting worse. Seizures are getting more and more worse. So the EEGs just to help my brain see what is wrong with it, what they need to do for the next surgery. And my next surgery is going for another brain surgery as well to go in deeper so they can figure out what else they can do. And that is, yeah.
You know what? I am so, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing this story. What a journey. I have no words other than I'm so sorry that you're going through this, have gone through this, and are going through this. It's just, people aren't aware or don't realize what it's like to have epilepsy. And by you sharing your story, that's just amazing that will help educate people on what it's like for some people to have the epilepsy. I'm just, my gosh, what a journey. And how did Stefan, how did you guys connect and meet?
I think, Emily, maybe you remember too, we were part of a group, was it? Or maybe you saw my story on Facebook, and about 2 years ago, I think it was, started following me. And is that how you remember it? Yeah. She just needed some inspiration, and knowing that there's more out there, that light in life and the light at the end of the tunnel or something. And the hard part that I see, the hardest part in going through what you went through and what I've gone through in the past, is dealing with affecting other people, and not having control over it. And it's weird, like when in the Bible, they've talked about this, they thought that people were possessed, demonic, things that were happening that really didn't, they didn't know what epilepsy was. And now that we know, we still wake up to that point where so many times, I can't tell you, I woke up to see people's faces like that, like, oh my God, it's like they saw a ghost. And you're affecting them by not, purposely, but it does. It traumatizes people to see that.
Yeah.
I have a wife that had reached out because her husband is so bad with seizures, she can't handle it. So we don't do this intentionally, but that, I think, is the hardest part. Would you say, right?
Yeah, it's tough. Like, Emily, again, thank you for sharing your story. That's just incredible. That's just no words for it. I'm so sorry, but it does affect, when people saw my seizures, they were just so traumatized. It was almost like they developed PTSD or something when they witnessed a seizure, because we're in our seizure. I generally didn't feel anything when I was in my seizures, but you're right. You'd wake up or come around and people are just like, oh my God, what happened? So it's very traumatizing for our bodies, but also for the people that are watching or experiencing it. And a lot of people just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I have scared so many people that they're traumatizing me and they're scared of me. I scared my siblings. They started crying. They're scaring. They're like, please, I don't know what's happening. What's happening with Emily? Daddy, what's happening with Emily, Mommy? They were scared because they didn't know what seizing was.
Yeah.
I literally scared my stepmom. I literally scared my stepsister, and they're like, it's scary. And it kind of hurts me that they're scared, and then after that, I explained to them what it is. It's a thing that can't be controlled or it can be cured, as other people would say. There's no cure for epilepsy. My dad had told me, if you have epilepsy, there's one thing that comes out of it. You are able to, people with epilepsy, you may not drive a car, you may not go out and work, or go to school, and that's what I don't do. But I found a thing where I do work from home. I do. I'm looking for colleges. Maybe somewhere in the future, if I get better, or have like no seizures for 1 year, my dad had said maybe you can move into an apartment by yourself.
Nice.
But it'll be 1 year with no seizures, no nothing. So I've been working a lot about that, and I had told Stefan that I got on this diet for a while. That helped me a lot. For a little bit to eat, like, I'll write down what nutritious food I would eat, and I was cooking myself eggs and like low fat bacon and having like a protein smoothie or something in the mornings for me. And then sometimes I would go like on walks or like a run around the neighborhood, like probably like around the street, well, down the road, and there's like around the cul-de-sac, and for like 45 minutes to an hour, I'll come home, take a shower, make sure I have everything good and stuff. And a lot of my family members say, make sure you're healthy, make sure you're going to bed, make sure you're in bed early, make sure you're taking your medication at the right time. And yes, I did. I took my medication around 6 a.m. because that's at 7 or 8. At 8:30, I had to be at work.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was just, now that I'm doing a job, I feel very proud of myself that I reached to this level.
Yeah.
And then my grandfather, who is 68, he said, why, you can come and join me at my school.
Nice.
And he's also a teacher as well. He teaches welding, and he said, we can put you in any class and we can help your dad do it, and your stepmom help with it. And he has offered many schools suggestions, U of H or HCC, and those are very close to where they live at in Lake City.
Wow.
And I also found one by myself, was in San Jacinto College. But I'm like, that's too far to travel every single day to go to school.
Yeah.
But yeah, since I couldn't do any activities here, I went to this camp. I went somewhere over by it's past Houston, so somewhere, I forgot what state it was in, but it wasn't Houston, but in a different location of Texas. I would go there every single year, and I did that. So because there are volunteers who know what to do at the right time, and we would do a lot of activities. Since I'm unable to swim here, over there I swam because they're epilepsy volunteers who knew what to do. One thing that I did very well, and I'm still proud of it that I did it, I found one of my friends having a seizure in the pool.
Oh.
And I also, she was all the way down there, and me and my other friend were looking for her. So, and then I went underwater to see if she was swimming underwater, but no, she was having a seizure underwater. So I went to go and pick her up in the water, and I told my friend, go call the one of our volunteers. And she went walking, and walking very fast. And I knew that it had lasted about almost 4 to 5 minutes that she was having a seizure underwater. So I'm very proud that I did that and saved one of my bunkmates from camp in their cabin. So I'm happy that I did that, and I'm still working on how to get things done. So I always tell myself, maybe in the future I can drive, maybe I can just do college from school, or take online courses from school.
Yeah.
And just see about that. But I just wanted to one thing at a time for now. So right now I found a job that I've been doing for a month, and it's a very fun job. I get to do it on my laptop and then probably get off at around 7 or 8. But it's been rough, but at the same time, I'm still trying to fight it. It's hard. So that's really hard to deal with. But the more, I actually have a shirt. It's like, fight like a, fight. Oh, it says fight like a girl who has epilepsy. It's actually this type of shirt that I have. It's a epilepsy shirt.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Like a warrior.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, again, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing your story. Again, people just don't understand a lot of people don't understand what it's like. And I love that you're going to go to school, you're working, you're looking after your health, you're getting out and you're making it as positive a life, as you can. Like, that's just, I'm in awe. You're taking, the negative and looking for the positive and sort of doing the mindset shift into what I can do instead of what I can't do. I think that's phenomenal. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad
Yeah, Liz, that was your story too. That's where you came from, and your quote there, I love that. It's very connected.
Oh, yeah. What are the things you can do, not things you can't do? Well, again, thank you so much for this, Emily. I'd love to, I think we'd love to probably interview you again in maybe 3-6 months and, hear more about all these, positive things you're doing to live your best life. I mean, that's just, if you're up for that, I'd love to do that again, maybe 3-6 months or whatever, and follow your journey of this, because way to go, Emily. Way to go.
Keep us updated. Yeah, on the group that we're starting, you're a part of it already. So anything that comes up, that's what that's for, is to put your comments, your questions, and then we'll get more and more people on there for inspiration and answers and things like that.
Yeah. And for everybody out there watching this, please come and join us, invite to our page and our private group. We'd love to interview more people about it and hear people's stories and all that. So please reach out, and we'll put all the information for all three of us in this interview. At the end, we'll make sure that all the information is there for you to reach out to any one of us. And again, thank you so much. I'm going to end the recording now, and we'll talk again soon. And thank you.
This meeting is being recorded.